Hey guys, good morning, and welcome back to another episode of Everyday EDC Truck Chats, Chats from the Truck, whatever we could say to not steal somebody else's title. Interesting fun fact for those of you that don't drive next to semi-trucks. Interesting fun fact about the name of this. So I came up with the Chats from the Truck just as I think it was like a filler, right? It was to get, I enjoy free-form talking about knife stuff more so than I enjoy, I think, reviewing knives. Unboxings are always fun because you get to, experience the knife for the first time. But that's why I created this. But fun fact, I created this 4 days after Slicey Dicey had his first Chats from the Truck. I went back and took a look, and I think I came out 2 days after his came out, and then it clicked. I don't know if I stole his name when it came from, or the idea of Chats from the Truck. I don't know where it came from, so it was kind of just funny that's why I'm calling it Truck Chats now instead of Chats from the Truck, because he calls his Chats from the Truck, and I don't want to be that guy that steals it, even though it's kind of like stealing, even though I didn't realize I was doing it. Yeah, fun fact. Yeah. So this is gonna be a quick one. I'm gonna talk about the current state of the channel, and then I'm gonna throw out a couple ideas that I want you guys to kind of weigh in on. So current state of the channel, we hit 2021 running strong. I have, some unexpected things that came up, and some planned things that were coming up, and as it stands right now, I think I have still another 8 knives coming in. I probably have 15 of my own knives on the backlog to review, and I have, which you guys have probably about 12 more unboxings that you haven't seen. And Jake sent in that awesome 16 knife box, which leads into I got about 30 frickin' knives to review. So we got a lot of content coming up, boys, when it comes to different knives and that. But I'm gonna try to branch out and do a couple other things. You guys know already that I'm kind of a jack of all trades, master of none type of guy. I like to try and do it all. And so a couple of things we did. We have a couple mod videos that I'm hesitant on posting, because what I ended up doing with some of these mod videos were I was modding the knife, and then I got frustrated working under a camera because I wasn't getting the result that I wanted, and then I finally got the result I wanted on 2 of my knives. Some of it was acid etching, some of it was adding a finger choil to a knife that I think needed a finger choil. And so there's some mod videos coming out. I'm going to be doing some dyeing of the scales videos, and I'm going to do some interesting stuff with it. And it may turn out good, it may not. We'll have to see. But on top of that, I tried my hand at testing a factory edge, which we all know from watching the guys that do the real testing that you're not supposed to test a factory edge because it's not really indicative of the actual blade. You have to sharpen it a couple times to get to the good steel. That's due to the way that they sharpen the knives on a production line, and it just superheats the knife, and then you get, bad steel in the front. But just FYI, I don't even know if I'm going to post that. A lot of work went into that. I might post it, but I'm not happy with the results. And I didn't want to do consecutive tests because I don't trust my sharpening enough to duplicate the same angle to duplicate trustworthy results. I can get a knife that's hair popping, I can get a knife that shaves hairs, but I don't know that I'm comfortable saying that I can do the same exact thing consistently each and every time freehanding a knife. Now, part of me thinks that that's not true because I have my angle set pretty much in my mind that I can close my eyes and just go. It's the same angle every time. But I think in my mind, before I start that, I want to focus on getting a mirror edge on a knife, and that will truly show that I can keep the same angle while sharpening. And then if that's the case, then we'll kind of move on to the next. So yeah, first and foremost, those guys that test those things, super kudos to them, because the content that comes out from their channels is a lot less frequent than somebody who reviews or unboxes or does something like that. But oh my gosh, the work that goes into those is insane. I got done testing this blade. I tested the Sencut Scepter because I want to go through the Sencut line and test those because the heat treat's kind of in question. And holy crap, that was a friggin', like, my wrist was killing me, and it didn't do great results at all. I'm just like, man, if these guys are testing knives that are non-ergonomic, I don't envy their stance. So, I have a couple ideas going forward with that, with different types of media to kind of make it a little bit more interesting and to make my life a little bit easier, because the media will be a little bit thicker, which means it's not going to hold its edge nearly as long. And that doesn't matter, because it's all about percentages and how long does this hold versus how long does this hold, that type of thing. So that's kind of the current state of the channel. It's really just, I have a huge backlog of knives. There's plenty of content coming. I don't have any comparisons lined up, but I haven't actually stepped back and taken a look at what I have to compare. So the next couple ideas, let's start off with one that I've gotten a few suggestions on doing, and I want to know if you guys feel comfortable with this, because this feels kind of arrogant to do. I've had several requests of people saying they want me to make a Patreon. I never even considered it prior to like 1,000 subscribers or something, and we're only at about 382 as of this morning. But if I were to make a Patreon, the only reason that I would make a Patreon right now is I don't have special content for the Patreon. But what I could do is I can treat it like two things. I can treat it like a raffle system, to where, you know, the Patreon's $5 a month or $10 a month, and everybody who's a Patreon gets entered into a Patreon giveaway like once every 2 months or something like that. Second to that would be, you guys know I purchase a lot of knives, which means I have to sell a lot of knives. I might be able to do a Patreon and give really good deals on the knives that I sell, because it pays for, the Patreon itself will pay for, you know, kind of the difference that I'm losing, plus it'll pay for some of the shipping with the knives. So if that's something that you guys think is a decent idea, let me know. You guys know my channel. I've never tried to, oh shit, I forgot my freaking swiping. I'm gonna have to go, and I have to stop and talk to the guard gate. But just let me know. I've never tried to do anything that was like, I don't know, it just seems like I don't want to just make it look like I'm asking for money with a Patreon, which is the way I always looked at it. So the way that I can give back with it currently is to give you guys better deals on the knives that I sell, and give a special knife giveaway for, like, you know, like I said, like every 2 months or something. Let me know what you guys think about that. I don't want to just do it and kind of look like this pompous asshole asking for money. Second, this is kind of a shout out to all the YouTubers that are like around the same realm as we are. You know, you're looking at, what is it? You know, below 500 subs type of guys. The guys that are like trying to make it through, but still have to spend tons of money to get review content and stuff. We watch Metal Complex and we're like, man, this dude uploads 2 videos a day. You know, like, how do you keep up with that? Well, I'll tell you how you keep up with that. That's a lot of friggin' money. So to assist in that, I would like to create a pass-around group between us small fries. I've already been kind of working with Corey over there at the Practical Blade a little bit. I've been talking with Jake from Ohio State, kind of mentioned it to him, see if he wants to get involved. So anybody else that has a YouTube channel that's on the smaller scale that you want to get involved in this, you know, contact me. Find me on Instagram. It's everyday_EDC_77. And message me. Let's see if we can get this thing up and running. And the way I'm anticipating it is, let's say I start it. We have a list of people that we put on the list, or that it gets sent to. Here, hold on, I gotta sign in. Hey, what's up, Luke?
Hey.
I forgot my swipe. My name's Tyler from Jupiter.
Oh, Tyler.
Yeah. Yeah, I just forgot my swipe today.
Oh, okay, no problem. Thank you.
That's all you need?
That's all I need. You're in, bud.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So the way it would work is we would have a list, and we would all have to trust each other. So, I mean, I'm gonna have to get to know each person that gets to be put on the list, so that I know that our knives aren't gonna show up missing, right? And besides the fact, if you're a YouTube guy and you really value your channel, you're not gonna go and jack somebody else's shit, because we're gonna blow up your channel. I mean, at the very least, right? It's not me like threatening you. It's just like me saying, like, don't be an asshole, because your world will implode worse than ours. But so the way I anticipate is everybody's on the list, and let's say I started. I put one knife in the box, right? And it's going to go in a specific order. So you get the knife. You have, say, a week to review the knife, do an unboxing and do the review, and then you send it off to the next person. It has to be a little bit quicker, because we're dealing with our own knives here, and I don't want to, hold on to people's knives for very, very long. And if you're passing around, the more people you pass it around to, the longer it's going to be out from your hands. But the way it'll work is we'll have a list. We'll circulate this list. Oh, man. You're planning on parking here? I want to take this spot. The way it'll work is we'll pass around the list, and here, you can park there, dude. I pulled into a parking spot in front of a guy, but there's extra room for him here. But cut that out. That was like mouth garbage. So we'll pass around the list, and I'll put in a knife. When it goes to the next person, they'll put in a knife. When it goes to the next person, they'll put in a knife. When it goes to the next person, they'll put in a knife. So this box will eventually have like anywhere from 4 to 6 knives in it. Now, by the time it gets back to you, you take your knife out, you put another one in, and it'll keep this box circulating amongst us. So if there's any YouTubers out there that are interested in this, Instagram me, like I said, everyday_EDC_77, and let's talk about it. Let me get to know you a little bit. I'll kind of be the gatekeeper on who we trust and whatnot, so everybody can blame me when this blows up in our face. But reach out, guys. Dave likes knives. If you watch this, man, check it out. Ethan, I know you're not going to be around for very much longer. You just joined the Navy, so first of all, thank you for your service. Second of all, if you want to get involved in this, let me know. Who else do we got? I would say JoJo, but you're up there in Canada. It'll be a little bit more difficult for you. And I apologize if I'm missing some. I know there's other guys out there that I watch intermittently, and I just, So if anybody watches this that's a newer YouTuber, let me know. And let me know if you're interested in getting involved in this, and we'll get this thing rolling. This was kind of a boring Chuck Chats. That's why it's short. I almost didn't want to do this today, but yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Jake from Ohio State, check out Jake. If you guys haven't checked out Dave Likes Knives, go check out Dave Likes Knives. If you haven't checked out Joey Seiska's channel, which he always makes fun of the way I say his last name, which is Joe's Bushcraft and Multi-Tool, I think is the name of it. But if you just look up Joey Seiska, you'll see him comment on a lot of my comments. He's doing this thing where he says Tyler quote of the day, and you'll put it in there. That dude, check out his channel. He's going more into multi-tools and stuff. Ethan Ruins EDC, go check that dude out. Give him some props. He's going to the Navy. And yeah, that's all I got. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Tyler. This has been Everyday EDC. This is probably the most boring Chuck Chat, so if you sat through it, I thoroughly appreciate it. And have a great day, guys.